Assalamu alaikum. So they had a moving sale in Gladwin that I went to this weekend. I wanted to show you guys. Um, I didn't really stay for the horses to be sold. That was towards the end, and I had another appointment in the evening, and I was out of money by that time, anyways. But it was really kind of looked like it was going to rain. It was supposed to rain all day, but it didn't actually, so that was a blessing. But I got a few good deals. Um, I guess this family was moving. I'm not sure if they're moving out of state or just moving to a different farm. But the one guy living there had a harness shop, and so he sold everything, all the tools, all the parts and inventory. He sold everything out of there. And also they had someone else had a I don't know if it was one of his sons or brother or what living there, had a woodworking business where they made log like Adirondack style log furniture. And so they sold all that, all the inventory, all the tools, the band saws, table saws, sanders. They were all belt driven. Um, and then they sold their stock of wood that they had. Some of it was like planed and ready to go, and some of it needed to be planed, and some was just logs still with the bark on it, like cedar, different types of cedar material and stuff for building log furniture. And then they had quite a bit of horse-drawn machinery. Most of it was some pretty big stuff, like you'd need at least 2 horses to use it. There was a walk-behind plow, and there was a walk-behind plow and a couple walk-behind cultivators, garden-sized cultivators there. But everything else you would have at least need a team to use. As far as stuff that I saw amongst the farm machinery, they had a couple John Deere sickle mowers that would have been fun to have gotten. My neighbor has probably about a 10-acre patch between the back of his house and the woods that I'd love to plant into hay and farm one day, but who knows? Allah knows better. Other than that, most of the stuff there I was really interested in. They had stuff for harvesting wheat, and the grain binders that make the shocks. They had a couple of them there. They had a really nice hay wagon, although it was probably a little bit bigger than what I would need. And it had nice side racks on it. It was painted up real nice. They had some extra wheels for machinery, like steel wheels for manure spreaders and type things like that. They did have a couple manure spreaders. They had one that was the new idea number 10. What was it? And because I have a number 10, I can't remember what it was. But it was newer than mine, like maybe 4 or 5 models newer than mine, a little bit bigger. That was really nice. And I bet you that brought a couple grand. I didn't stay for it. And they did have one big diesel power unit with some belts, so that way you could power all your your stationary equipment or your workshop or whatever. And they had maybe 4 or 5 hay wagons that was just loaded with miscellaneous tools, hand saws, eveners, harness parts, you name it. And they had 2 auctioneers going at the same time, so I hardly got anything from the hay wagons. Every time I was in they had all the household stuff and furniture items. They had all in one big long pole barn that was probably 60 feet long, 60 by 40, I'm guessing. And then they had 4 rows, the whole length of that tow barn, that was just full of household stuff, furniture, dressers, rocking chairs, cookware, canning stuff, you name it. And oil lamps, lanterns, canning jars, blankets. There was a lot of produce stuff, produce sprayers and fertilizers and planters and produce boxes like strawberry boxes, potato crates, egg crates. So I was buying most of the stuff out of there. That was the main, table building that had the stuff I wanted. The other stuff, a lot of it wasn't stuff that I mostly needed, but every time I'd look across the yard to see what they were selling over there, then I'd see something that I think, oh man, I could have used that. Like they had a couple push row planters for like corn, and so then I went over there, and then when I stood over there for about 10 minutes, they didn't have anything I needed. A bunch of belts and chain webbing for manure spreaders and stuff, and I didn't really need none of that. So I went back to the other one and was watching, and then they had a bunch of hand saws that they were doing for like $10. You can pick out of a huge pile of 6 or 7 per pile. Thought, man, I could have got some more of them. So I went over there again, and same thing. I kind of didn't like that they were selling all the tools and the household stuff at the same time. It made it a bit felt like I might have got some more stuff if I could have been in 2 places at once. But I was happy for what I got, and so I'll just share that with you guys.
In a quarter mile, turn left onto Rennes Road. Turn left onto Rennes Road. Continue on Rennes Road for half a mile. In a quarter mile, your destination will be on the right.
Must be.
Your destination is on the right.
stuck.
That's what I'm afraid of. This thing's just two-wheel drive. Doesn't say we can't park here.
Assalamu alaikum. So, just got dropped off from the sale. I wanted to show you what I spent about $50 on this stuff here. There's a apple peeler still in the box. Some juice jugs. A couple buggy lanterns.
Anybody else out there, is it?
And I'm not sure what these are new, but I think they're like about 30 or 40 bucks. And then the buggy lanterns. I know these are brand new. These are about 60. I think it would be $60 for these without the lanterns in it. Just the lantern holder, lantern box, was brand new, $60. I paid $40 for these with lanterns in them. They just need a little paint, and I could paint them up and make them look nice again. And usually these are, with the extra lenses, a little more expensive. I'm not sure why people like these better. To me, I guess it doesn't matter as long as they shine light. But and I got this big teapot here. I think I paid $5 for that. And then there was an extra, this lantern here, barn lantern that I got. But that's what I got. It's probably the last auction of the year that I'll go to. I doubt there'll be too many more. It's getting really awful chilly now. But anyways, those are my bargains. And I spent 40 bucks. I took 200 bucks. My driver charged me about 40. No, 25. And so I feel like it was worth my time. Got a couple good juice jar, apple juice, and anyways, those are my bargains from the Amish sale. Peace. So I was looking at these buggy lanterns a little closer that I got yesterday at the sale, and I see more now side by side with the kind we normally use, what the difference is. Just thought it'd be cool to show you. So this one to the right is the type that we normally use, and if you've seen any of my videos, you've seen we like to paint the lantern white so that's brighter, and paint the inside of the box white so that's more reflective. And it has this plexiglass front, and this one would go actually on the right side, so the side facing the ditch, and you hang it on your buggy like that, and that's the rear view. And these, they have a little tab right here, and that keeps the lantern from tipping over if you hit a bump or something. And so you put it in sideways and you spin it, and actually I have it backwards. It only goes in one way, so there, and then you spin it that way. And then there's one on this side too, and it keeps it from tipping over. These here in this style is, I've primarily seen it used by the masked Amish, and this one you open it from the back because your red light is always in the back as a caution light. So you open this from the back, and this would be the same one. This goes on the right side of the buggy facing the ditch. So there's no plexiglass front. It's just all metal, and then they got 3 lens windows in it. And this here, I guess they don't have, that's part of the lantern there. I guess they don't have any way to keep it from coming out other than you just dip it under here. I don't know why they think these are so special, but usually they would pay more, like $20 or $30 more for one of this style than that. And I think I like this style better because of the glasses, maybe more light, I don't know. Probably what I'll do is paint the inside of this thing white, like those. And then I'll take these off and paint this thing black so it looks new again. Should still be a great lantern box. And there's room I could put reflective tape on here, looks like. And yeah. So anyways, just thought that was neat. Different little feature than what I'm used to. But works. A lot of times they make these out of fiberglass. That group from Kenton, and so that's nice because they'll never rust through. Because eventually, over the years, they can rust through if you don't keep them maintained.